Hello and welcome to the Power Zone Sports Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about
Opening day is on Thursday for baseball.
Please like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter. I'll link me down below. And I'll give this podcast to my
July
brother.
15th has come and it has gone. And the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott were unable to come to a long-term agreement. So it looks like Dak Prescott and the Cowboys will play one more season under the franchise tag. And, of course, the question now remains, what's going to happen between Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys? And as much as I was hopeful that the team would get something worked out, Dak and the Cowboys would get something worked out, it is starting to become clear to me now that something is wrong. Something is wrong. Jerry Jones seems like he thinks that he can get anybody to quarterback the Dallas Cowboys. He paid all that money to Ezekiel Elliott, and Ezekiel Elliott did not have a great season last season, and now he paid all that money to Jalen Smith as well, and now Dak Prescott is, well, even on this franchise tag, he'll be earning over $30 million, so I'm not going to shed too many tears for Dak Prescott, but the Cowboys, they need to work something out long-term with Dak Prescott. Otherwise, one of the best passers in the history of the league and one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the league. If you ask me to pick a quarterback in this division not named Mahomes or Russell Wilson, I would pick Dak Prescott. I would pick him over anybody not named Mahomes or Wilson right now. I think he is that good. I think he's that talented. The question with the Cowboys, it has never been a question of talent for them. It's been all these other external factors that have been their downfall over the last 20 years or so. But we'll see what's going to happen with Dak Prescott. Will the Cowboys get a new guy under center? We'll find out within the next 11 months or so. So, the NBA season is going to restart on July 30th from inside of Orlando, Florida at Disney World, and the first two games are going to tip off on the 30th will be the Utah Jazz taking on the New Orleans Pelicans, and then the Battle of LA, which will take place in Orlando. It'll be the Clippers and the Lakers, and then the 31st looks like the rest of the league will have their showdowns as well. And so far with the NBA restart, they say they don't have any positive COVID-19 results in their latest tests, which is a good thing. And we'll see. Hopefully it'll keep going for the rest of the restarted season, and ditto for baseball. Hopefully that there will be no positive cases and we can get a season out of this, however short it may be, and hopefully play enough that we can get a winner out of all of this. Remains to be seen. And for Major League Baseball, the season will begin Thursday the 23rd. We're going to get a showdown between the New York Yankees and the Washington Nationals. And then the late game on the 23rd will be a matchup between the Giants and the Dodgers. That rivalry always seems like they always have an important game whenever those two meet up. And definitely that will be fun to watch. Can't wait for the pitching matchups either for these games on the 23rd. Of course, the season just kicking off. You're going to get your aces in there. You're going to get Garrett Cole, the new pitcher for the Yankees, against Max Scherzer for the Nationals. And then you're going to have Johnny Cueto of the Giants taking on Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. And that will be the schedule on the 23rd. And then looks like on the 24th, the rest of baseball gets into action. And the Cubs will get their first game of the season against the Brewers. And that'll be Kyle Hendricks will start the season for the Cubs on the mound. And it's going to be interesting this year because NL Central versus AL Central. NL East versus AL East and vice versa. There's gonna be some unusual matchups that you probably wouldn't see otherwise. But for this 60-game schedule, it'll just be nice to see a little bit of baseball. Hopefully there will be, there's not going to be anybody in attendance for these games, but it'll still be nice to see the crack of the bat in here and hear the ball just go a long way. That's still awesome, and hoping the season of baseball will go off without any stoppages. Hoping that baseball will have no positive cases, and that baseball will just be as it normally is, a great reprieve from the state of the world as it normally is. One of the more interesting things that have happened with the result of this pandemic is the Toronto Blue Jays not allowing their home team, the Canadian government's not allowing the Toronto Blue Jays to play at home in Toronto this season at Rogers Center. And so the Toronto Blue Jays will have to play the 60-game regular season in the United States. And that question will remain, where will they play? I've heard some suggest that they could play. It would have to be at a major league venue. I've heard PNC Park in Pittsburgh be recommended as a venue for them whenever the Pirates are not using it. Just a very strange scenario occurring in a very strange time. So the Toronto Blue Jays will not be playing any games in Canada this season. Very strange, but hopefully they will still be able to have a season where they can play some baseball and just try to get as much of a sense of normalcy as possible with this current pandemic going on. July 20th is one of the greatest dates in the history of the calendar. July 20th, 1969, of course, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, Apollo 11, landed on the moon. And that day was remembered forever for that reason. And of course, July 20th, 2004, a very similar launch was done in the sports video game world with the release of ESPN NFL 2K5, a game that was revolutionary for its time and still the greatest football video game experience of all time. And it just was a perfect launch, really was. It was a game where the ESPN presentation was utilized very well. You had Chris Berman doing a pregame, halftime, and a postgame show with a 3D rendering of him in a studio for ESPN NFL Countdown as well, which was awesome for its time. And the presentation was just incredible. We had Susie Colbert giving updates from the sideline as well as a halftime coach's interview. It was pretty revolutionary for its time. And it still holds up well even all these years later. And I have seen that NFL video gaming and the owners who do not play video games have decided to keep the exclusive rights on Madden until 2026. So I said, looks like I'm going to keep playing NFL 2K5 and NFL Fever 2004 until the year 2026. And it's going to be a long, dark time for football fans. Football games have really, I feel like, taken a step sideways in this modern era, even though I just look at the presentation that 2K made year to year, and I just can't help but think that imagine what they would do with the NFL license in this modern 2021 season. It would be amazing. And so, like I was playing NBA 2K. It is amazing in 2K20. They have, they really seem to have utilized a TNT presentation as much as they could. It looks like a real broadcast, and at halftime, They've actually got the audio of the players being interviewed at halftime or the coaches being interviewed at halftime. It really is a big step in the presentation department, a big step in the realism department as well. Of course, when you reach that point in your franchise mode where everybody is a generic player, I'm sure they'll just recycle the voices at that point. But it all started with the insane realism that was witnessed in NFL 2K5. And that's why it is, for my money, the greatest sports game ever made. And I have purchased that game myself like 7 or 8 times just out of sheer amazement, because it really is like the perfect sports video game. And if you've never played ESPN NFL 2K5, you really should consider picking it up. It really is, I think, worth every penny, and it will. There's one review of NFL 2K5 that said NFL 2K5 will own your soul, and I can say 15 years later, that statement is, at least, it's very much true. It's very much, 2K5 was revolutionary, and really all their games that year were revolutionary for their time, for the price and for the systems that they were launched on at the time. Of course, a $20 price point of NFL 2K5 is very likely what launched EA taking the NFL license away from them. But it was a great strategy at the time, try to undercut Madden and try to get their football game in as many hands as possible during that time. And if I remember correctly, it launched like 3 weeks before Madden did in 2005. And I enjoyed Madden 05 as well. I thought the hit stick was awesome. Just laying the wood on a helpless receiver was something cool to watch at the time. And that really was, I feel like, the last truly great Madden. The last time that Madden really put out an effort to make a great game was Madden 2005, which was a great game in its own right. Franchise mode was excellent. The Tony Bruno radio show was excellent. But the presentation of NFL 2K5 is still unmatched to this day, and that is something that is almost unbelievable. All these years later, EA Sports still can't get the presentation as well as ESPN NFL 2K5 did. And shame of it is, EA has the ESPN license, but they only use it on NBA Live. So you tell me who needed the license more. It's interesting, but that's something that we'll have to leave for another day. And about 2K5, if you've never played it, you really should. It's the greatest video gaming experience of a sports game you will ever experience.
Hello and welcome to Game Night. Today we're going to be talking about Fortnite, adding cars tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this video. They're probably already added when this video comes out because, editing and all that stuff. But when cars come out, it's going to be very nice because you get to travel around the map, and, but you get to travel around the map quick and easy, and there's going to be, like, taxi cabs, semi-trucks, cars, like regular cars and pickup trucks and all that. It's gonna be fun. What do you think about cars in Fortnite?
So does that mean the battle bus is going away?
No, the battle bus will still be in the air.
Then what's the point of the cars then?
To travel around the bottom of the map, have roads and stuff, like the DeLorean. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yeah, okay. If you like it, then I guess that's good. But I don't understand it. But I guess I'll have to watch you play it to understand it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now, so also in Fortnite, there's also going to be the birthday coming up on July 24th, and we're gonna get free rewards, like the first and second Fortnite birthdays. So Fortnite's gonna be 3 years old. What do you think?
Fortnite has a birthday?
Yes.
Is it going to start walking?
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Fortnite's a simulation.
Is it going to start going goo goo gaga?
Who knows? Fortnite's a simulation though, so that's a theory I've been hearing about, so What do you think about all these theories in Fortnite?
Too many theories, not enough time.
Too many theories, not enough time. Give me a DeLorean, go back in time.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, so do you have anything to talk about on game night? Because you're the main host of this podcast.
Fortnite is fun and all, but I'm gonna have to watch a few. I'm gonna have to see how the cars affect Fortnite at all. Instead of like walking around the map, you're gonna be driving around the map. Is that how that's supposed to work?
Yeah, and there's gonna be like gas stations. You're gonna have to fuel up so they aren't too OP. And if you're playing in a squad, you get the pickup truck and you can like shoot guns in the back and be like pew pew pop 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 pop.
Yeah. Seems kind of silly, but okay.
What do you mean? It seems kind of silly.
To me, it's like, why?
Because fun. You get one more down the map, be like boom boom, beep beep pop pop. You're like Forza and 4.
Well, I guess Fortnite is always innovating, so I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Certainly, they've innovated more than Madden has the last 5 years or so. Last 3 years, certainly.
Yeah. All Madden is purchase. Then you win.
It's all Ultimate Team nonsense. I don't play Ultimate Team, so I don't play Madden.
Yeah. He likes NFL 2K5.
Yep, we're going to talk about that today, because tonight's the night that it came out, so...
Yes, even today.
Today.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, now you do your part.
I did my part.
I mean, like talk about NFL 2K5.
I did that already.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well,
I even talked about the moon landing.
The moon landing?
Yes.
Then talk about the moon landing.
I talked about it already.
You said you didn't talk about it.
I talked about it in the NFL 2K5
this is turning off topic.
You haven't heard anything.
This is turning off topic.
You haven't even...
This is turning off topic. Okay. Also, I don't know what else to talk about.
Well, goodbye then.
I didn't think this through.
You really didn't.
Well, that's the end of game.
Bye.
Hope you enjoy. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Pals on Sports podcast. Please like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter. I'll link me down below. And visit our new website at pznsports.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later. Bye.